Jules, so you're going to talk about your favourite topic, gadgets.
Well, gadgets are a life lesson. If you get the right sort of gadget, they can really help your life along and other people's as well. And the important thing to do is when you identify a good one is to tell as many people about it as possible. First of all, you get resistance.
Gadget was also the female squirrel from, I think, either Tailspin or Chippendale Rescue Rangers. And for a
the Chippendales, the men who would do the striptease and take their clothes off. I remember being invited out one night to go and see the Chippendales, and I didn't go because I just thought I couldn't think of anything more embarrassing than...
I once went to see the Chippendales, and imagine my disappointment when I realised I was being taken to an auction of old-style furniture. It was not what I expected on a Saturday night.
I've been to an auction before, just a friend's art auction, just a local art auction, and just managed to spend money because you get really, really drunk and you feel like you're winning. It feels like you're in part of a competition. So you just keep going, oh, me.
Yeah, it's called auction fever. And everything gets carried away, but everybody should have the experience once because it's a real.
Do you remember those auctions that they used to do, but they were like fake auctions, and they used to get a crowd of people, and this guy would be like selling things really cheaply, but really they weren't worth anything, and he'd pretend they were worth £50, and he'd sell them for like £1, and then eventually the sell something saying it was worth £500.
Yes, I remember those very well indeed. I also remember the perfume salesman who would turn up on the street corner selling, Chanel and all that kind of thing.
We had a door-to-door fish salesman who one of my friends bought £100 of fish from, thinking she was buying one piece of salmon and one piece of cod. In fact, she was buying one tray of each. And there was a delightful...
Chesney Hawkes, who we used to know for a little while, was stopped on the street by a van, and these two Irish blokes went, "Would you like to buy some speakers, top quality speakers? It's only £200." And he thought, "I'll have those because they look nice." Got home and there was no speakers inside the case.
The only way the one and only could have been improved had been if Chesney Hawkes had recorded it without speakers. So, in fact, there was no noise coming out of anything he was making whatsoever. But you give credit to a guy who has made like a 30-year career out of one song. And to this day, he's a...
Rick Astley, apparently, just a really nice bloke in real life. He was staying down the street.
That was the day that I lost faith in the Foo Fighters, who always been one of my favourite rock bands, when they brought Rick Astley on and they did Never Gonna Give You Up live at, I think it was Manchester Arena. I thought, we're going a bit step too far now, aren't we? And
there's a viral video going around at the moment of a 10-year-old drummer. She was very proud of this song that she made, and she sent it to Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters, who absolutely loved it. He thought she was amazing, so he wrote a song.
During lockdown, Andy and I have been coming up with our own dance moves and drum beats to TV shows. So the one to Castle currently is...
we found during just this recent lockdown that Tuesdays have become our dance day. For some reason, like on a Tuesday, we need like really cheering up. So we whack on something from Spotify and start playing it and then dance all day. And it's just made me realise coming up to Christmas how much I want to go to a party and just dance with people like in a big room.
Did you ever realise that Ross from Friends was the only one that didn't live there with the rest of them? But even though it was sort of his story, he didn't really live there on the set. He was always just visiting. I mean, everyone else, Phoebe had lived there before, and I think Chandler and Joey lived next door. And...
and I think the thing about Friends is it was supposed to be Ross's series to begin with. It was all supposed to be set around him.
You can always tell when Beverly's has a very bad hangover because Friends is on. So go-to hangover feel better program.
I was reading today that David Schwimmer is something like governor of the Bank of England or something. I thought he's fallen a long way since his sitcom days.
Do you know that David Schwimmer is actually a really, really bad swimmer?
And the end.